How's the bye week for you, Makai?
It's been good. Was able to hang out with family, get away from football a little bit. I'm glad to be back now, though.
Any goals for you on the field that you wanted to accomplish this week?
Nah. I'm just out there just trying to play as a team, get a win, and play SC branded football.
When you looked at the Notre Dame film, what did you learn from that film?
I feel like we just got to finish. Play better as a team. I feel like there's a lot of impacted wounds. So, just try to not beat ourselves, try to play our best ball.
Anything with you that you learned watching that film back, like not team specific, more specific to you?
No, not really. I feel like I can take, stuff from, each game, that I got to be better on. So, I just got to not make the same mistake twice.
Coming out of the bye week, it was kind of the same thing of a loss and then a bye. Was there anything you focused on a little bit differently in this time around, in the second bye?
No, not really. I feel like I just try to, just better my game, overall, as a whole player.
Did it mean anything to be named a midseason All-American?
Yeah, definitely. To be nominated as one of those guys, I just got to keep doing my job on the field and let the accolades, talk by itself.
Is that something you actively think about? Being an All-American, maybe getting your plaque on the wall?
No, not really. I feel like that's the type of things you think about, during the off season and stuff like that. So I just try to, worry about the point I got up this week.
What have you seen from Nebraska on film?
They're good defense, great team, got good coaching. They just came off a win too, so they got a good squad over there. So we're ready to go over there and do what we do best.
The last two road games haven't gone your guys' way. What did you learn from those games, and what do you guys want to do better to get a win?
Like I said, self-impacted wounds. Not beating ourselves. Not too much that the other team doing. Just making sure that we take care of our job. Pay attention to the details, and I feel like just execute.
Have you seen the young running backs improve this past couple weeks?
Yeah, they've been stepped up major. You feel me? A lot of guys, went down, to injury, sadly. So, guys stepped up and they're doing a great job of that.
How does Tanook compare in week one?
I feel like he took a major step, just learning the plays, getting more comfortable, going from high school to college, it's a big step. So I feel like he's doing a great job of that, and I can't wait to what he got for the rest of the season.
Does he ask you a lot of questions?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always there, to help him. I kind of been in the offense, a couple of years. So, anything that I can, help him, I'm obviously there for sure.
Does his game remind you of yours at all when you were a freshman, or not really?
Definitely got that dog mentality for sure. When the ball in the air, it's his. So I feel like, we can both relate on that.
Jacoby had a really strong performance against last time you guys played. How has it been just being with him on the field and just a really solid season for you guys?
Yeah, it's been great, to have such a great receiver like that on the other side of the ball of you. So, it feels amazing. They can't really, double one person or focus on one person. They got to really play us honest. So I feel like him, being on our offense, is only impacted for us in a major way.
Is there anything that you've learned from him as a receiver that maybe you play into your game as a receiver when you go into games?
Yeah, definitely. He's always, teaching me little things, releases, how to snap down. He's kind of a taller receiver, so, anything that he has in his bag, he's obviously, teaching me, and I'm always learning from him.